travels up to the fallopian. When sperm enters the female reproductive system, it travels up to the fallopian tubes, searching for an egg to fertilize. This is the start of potential conception. Sperm penetrates the outer layer of the egg. Only one sperm can successfully break through this layer, and once it does, the surface of the egg changes immediately to prevent any other sperm from entering. When the sperm enters the egg, the tail is no longer needed and disintegrates. The head of the sperm fuses with the egg. The sperm's nucleus, which carries the father's DNA, fuses with the egg's nucleus, which contains the mother's DNA. The genetic material from both mother and father combines to create a complete set of 46 chromosomes, half of which are inherited from each parent. This single cell, known as a zygote, is the first cell of the developing embryo. It carries all the genetic instructions necessary to form a new individual. The zygote begins a rapid process of cell division. It divides into 2 cells, then 4, then 8, forming a small growing ball of cells. As the cells are dividing, gentle muscle contractions in the tube's walls and tiny, hair-like structures called cilia propel the zygote along the fallopian tube toward the uterus. This journey typically takes about 3 to 5 days. By the time the zygote reaches about 16 to 32 cells, it becomes what's called a morula, which looks like a tiny cluster of cells. In rare cases, unusual events can occur during the early stages of cell division. The blastocyst has an outer layer of cells that will eventually form the placenta, and an inner group of cells. The outcome is poor, with the death of both twins occurring in 50% to 70% of cases. However, because each twin has its own amniotic sac, they are protected from becoming entangled with each other's umbilical cords, which reduces some of the associated risks. If the split occurs after the blastocyst has fully implanted in the uterus, 8 to 13 days after fertilization, it is known as monochorionic monoamniotic twins. This arrangement is more complex because the twins share not only a placenta and blood supply and the high risk of TTTS syndrome, but they also share the amniotic sac. This shared amniotic sac increases the risk of umbilical cord entanglement, as the cords have more opportunities to cross paths. In extremely rare cases, the split occurs even later, between day 13 and day 15, resulting in twins who are conjoined because they did not entirely separate. Conjoined twins split too late. For each twin to develop entirely separate bodies and share some organs or body parts, they face significant challenges due to their unique condition. Many of them are stillborn. Of those who survive, around 35% only live a few days after birth.